So we will look at the concept of iframe. Okay, there is an HTML tag called iframe. Okay, so what is this iframe and how exactly you are going to handle the iframe or iframe element. So this iframe is nothing but any HTML inside an HTML is called an iframe. For example, if I have HTML in like this, right? So if I have a tag iframe and then if I give once again HTML, right? So this is one tag. For example, you can consider, right, whenever I have started HTML, this is one page. So HTML and I can have anything, and inside that I can have or I can embed one more HTML page. That is called iframe. You are embedding one HTML. You can't see anything. I have shared my screen. Can you check your internet connection? Others, how about others? You are able to see?
Yes, I can see it. Yes, slide is visible.
Yeah, Geeta, I think you have to check your internet connection. Yeah. Okay. So any HTML page inside an HTML page is called as iframe. So if you want to embed more than one HTML inside one HTML page, then you need to use iframe as the tag, and inside the iframe tag you need to pass the HTML. So that's what they're going to do here. You can see here. You can see there is one more HTML. There is a HTML, there is a body, and then iframe, and they have a source, that is one more HTML page. If they provide the source of other HTML, then that HTML page will be shown like this. So if I inspect my element, right, so this is the master HTML page. This is the master HTML page, and inside that I will be having one more HTML with iframe. You can see here there will be a tag called iframe. You can see here. Okay, so this is called iframe, and whenever we handle these iframes, we cannot directly handle. Whenever we want to handle the iframes, we cannot directly handle, in the sense, if I want to click on something here in this iframe, I cannot directly click on the elements. If you inspect in Firepath, you can see here it is giving me an absolute path like HTML, body, div5 and other things. It is not giving me any ID or anything. The sole reason is, if I want to click on some search button, you can see here it is giving me that. The reason is it is embedded inside one more HTML page. So whenever we work on one HTML page, that will be the master HTML page, or you can also call that as a default content. Okay, so whenever we embed something, that is called iframe. Inside that iframe, I will be having one more HTML page which is embedded like this. Okay, so now we have to handle these things. So how exactly we are going to handle? I will take one link. It is not a link, it is a page inside another page. You will be converting them into different sections. If you consider any e-commerce website, they will come combine more than one HTML pages into one page. So that way they will add some sort of security to the page. Okay, so what I will do, I will take up one example for iframe. So I'm going to create a package iframes, and then I'm going to create a class iframe demo. Right, so now what I have to do, I have to call my base class, right? So I have to, no, just a minute, take some example where I will be able to click on something. That's what I'm trying to do. I will take some other page, base class dot, right, init WebDriver, and I have to pass the URL. So to pass the URL, I have a reference. Okay, so this is my reference, this one. Let me open that. Okay, so I have to consider, jQuery iframes. Let me see whether I'm able to open this. Yeah, you can see here, this is one page where my entire elements, all these elements are inside an iframe. You can see here all these elements are inside an iframe, and in my fire path, if you observe, it is giving me some iframe results. Same thing if I click on run, it is in the top window. So top window is the main HTML window. Wherever you find iframes, that will be inside an iframe. You can see here. You can see whenever I hover on that particular iframe, it is going to highlight that. In the sense, here 2 to 3 HTML pages are embedded in one HTML page. So how exactly they are going to write here? There is one HTML, and then they are going to embed this thing inside. So there is a script. Whenever I click on this button, it is hiding, and whenever whenever I click on, all the text is hiding here. You can see here. So now I want to perform this operation. Okay, if I want to perform this operation, I can, how exactly we have done all these days? We have just identified the element. Okay, so that is the element is button. So we have identified the element, and then we have clicked on that particular element. So let me try to do the same thing. So first let me pass the URL, and then browser. Okay, so browser is Firefox I'm taking. So what I will do, driver dot, so for that I have to extend. You need to understand this iframe concept very well. Okay, so any doubts, you pause me, you stop me wherever you want. Driver dot find element by dot, right, x path, and this is the x path which I am getting from here. So I will take the same x path, right, dot click. Okay, so this is what we used to do. I don't know, when I look at this, I don't know whether it is there inside an iframe or whether it is there inside a normal window. It looks like a normal window to me, but here 2 to 3 HTMLs are embedded in one main HTML. Okay, so but initially I don't know. So for that reason, if I if I right click and inspect element in fire path, it is giving me an XPath. I will take that XPath and then I will simply write this. So this mistake everybody does, and when I run this, it is not going to identify the element. It is not going to identify the element because it is embedded inside one more HTML page. Okay, so if I go here, once it loads, it is not going to identify the element. It is giving me an error message. What is the error message? No such element exception. What is the error message? No such element exception. Unable to locate the element that is in the XPath, HTML, body and button. So how exactly we are going to identify when we get that particular error? How exactly we are going to identify whether this element is there inside an HTML, inside iframe or not? One thing is right click and not this one. In your original page, right click, inspect in FirePath. When you inspect in FirePath, sometimes it is giving you the shortest XPath, that is HTML body and button. Okay, so this HTML body and button, everything is embedded inside an iframe, which is showing here, which is shown here. Okay, so that is one way of identifying whether this element is there inside iframe or not. The second way of identifying this thing is when you right click on that element, it is showing me this frame. Okay, it is showing me this frame, in the sense this element is there inside a inside a frame. You can give view page source, view frame source, or view frame info. If you view frame info, it is going to give you what is the frame. Okay, so similarly view frame source, so it is going to give you the entire HTML of that frame. This is the HTML of this particular iframe. Okay, so it is going to give that. So if I want to move to top window, you can see here this is my top window. Here it is showing me top window. If I right click on run, it is not going to give me the option. Firebug or Firefox is not going to give me the option this frame. You are able to make the difference. If I click on run here, right click on run, it is not giving me the option of this frame. But if I right click on this button, it is giving me the option of this frame. Even though if you right click on this entire page, wherever you have this iframe. Okay, so where exactly it is there? It is there inside. Let me show you that. Firepath. No, not Firepath. There will be an iframe. So, or you can also search like this, right? Iframe, because it's an HTML element. You can see here there are 4 iframes in this entire HTML page. One is this, one is this, the other one is this. You can see it is when I highlight, that is the second one, right? So the third one is somewhere here, right? So it is giving me 4 matching nodes. So where exactly one more it is not showing here, but there are these many number of iframes. Okay, this is also is there inside a frame. Similarly, this is there inside a frame. You can see here every HTML tag has its attribute. Okay, that is frame result and frame that is ID and then name. So if you have ID and name, then you need to first identify this frame, and then you need to work on these elements on the frame. How exactly I am going to do that? For that, okay, I have a method driver dot switch to. Okay, in my WebDriver I have a method that is switch to. Let me go here. Java doc, and then if I go to WebDriver, inside that I have a method switch to. Send future commands to a different frame or window. If I want to, you know, send the commands to a different frame, I have to use this method switch to. What this method will do, right? So it is going to return the target locator, which can be used to select a frame or window. It is going to return a sub interface, that is target locator. So this target locator has all these things, all these methods. Driver.switch2 method will return the reference of target locator, and then that target locator has the methods like frame and frame, which is accepting web element. One is accepting index, that is 0, 1, 2, in which order that is coming, and another one is accepting name or ID, and the third one is accepting the web element. Okay, so these are the three overloaded methods. There are many other things. First we will understand this. Okay, so how exactly I am going to work on that? First I should not click on this button. First I should switch my entire execution to the frame, because it is embedded inside iframe. I cannot directly access the elements from a different source. For that reason I am switching to the iframe. So what is the command? So driver dot switch to dot frame, you can see here, and then I can pass the ID of this frame. So if I go here, right, it is having ID, that is iframe result. Switch to this particular frame. Once you do this, the control will not be there in the top window. The control will not be there in the top window. It will be there in the frame which we are switching. If we are switching to the this image, if we are switching to this image, then the control will be there in that frame. Or if we are switching to this particular frame, right, that is iframe result, then the control will be there in that iframe result. Means you will be able to perform the any action on any element in the iframe. So once you switch, the control will not be there in the top window. That statement should be understood very clearly. In the sense, any element if I want to perform after switching, if I want to perform on the top window, that is not possible. Only the elements in iframe should be able to identified, and you should be able to perform the action. So we will take up that demo also. So first I will switch to that particular frame. Once I switch my entire control to that particular frame, I am going to click on this button. Now if I run this, it is not going to give me any error message. It's not going to give me any error message. You can see here it has clicked on this button. Whenever I click on this button, the things are hiding. So in my output also it is hiding. So let me show you that again. I will put a sleep time just for the demo purpose. So let me run this, because why iframe is very important. Lot of websites or lot of pages, whatever developers are going to develop, right, they will be embedding more than one HTML page into one page. The sole reason is they will be able to manage that easily. If they want to perform some make some changes, it is easy to manage. That is one reason. Okay, you can see here the entire text has been hidden after clicking on this button. So earlier when I was not switching to the frame, it was giving me an error message, no such element exception, but now it is not giving me any error. Okay, so any doubts here in this iframe? First you need to understand what is iframe and how exactly I should identify whether the element is there inside an iframe or not, and then how exactly I am going to yeah.
Why did you put that the thread of 5000?
Yeah, this is for sleep time. It will, pause your entire execution for 5 seconds.
Okay, but
This is not mandatory. This is for a demo purpose. Don't consider that. Okay, just I just wanted to show you. It will click on this. Otherwise, during execution it clicks, but you may not be able to look at the output. For
okay.
that reason, I have given. Okay, right. So few things you need to understand here. First thing is, if you get no such element exception, either you might have given a wrong XPath or wrong ID or anything, or it might be there inside a frame. So if it is there inside a frame, how exactly I am going to identify? I have shown you two ways. One is right click. It is going to give you option of this frame. Okay. So what is this frame? So this frame, if it shows, then this element is there inside this frame. Or if you identify this element in this fire path or firebug, it is giving you this here iframe hash iframe result. This hash iframe result is the ID of the iframe. Hash represents ID. You know about that, right? In our CSS, this one. So that is giving you that ID directly. So when it is giving you that ID directly, you can use the same ID. Otherwise, right, what you do, you just click somewhere nearby and then try to search for the iframe. So if I scroll down, right, so there is an iframe here. There is an iframe here. So let me click here. Right, you can search like this, or in my XPath just give iframe. Since it's an HTML element, it is going to give you the iframe. You can see here it is showing you the iframe. So whenever you get that highlighted, then you take the ID, because taking ID or name is very vital, and then you switch to that particular element. Okay, so this is very, very important. So this is how you are going to identify the element. So now if I want to just click on run, right, if I want to click on run button, right, so, or if I want to just click on save, let me see here. Okay, let me click on run button again. So if I want to click on run button, you can see here it is there inside my top window. It is not there inside a frame. That is my default window. That is the original window. So if I do driver dot find element by dot xpath, and then if I provide this xpath dot click, okay, now you have switched to iframe window, right, but you are trying to perform some action in the main window, right? So perform some action in the main window, right? So if I run this, so you will be able to see it is going to click on that iframe window button, right? But it should click on run again. It should click on run again, but that is going to give you an error message. That is going to give you an error message, means no such element exception again. Because once you switch from one window to another, you should switch back to the original window. You should switch back to the original window. This is very, very important. This is very, very, very important, and they are going to ask you this question. I am going to switch to iframe, and if I want to perform some action in the main window, what should I do? Please note down this. This is very, very important question, because these are basics. If you don't answer basics, then people are not going to uh, get you through to the next rounds, right? So for that reason, I have one more method, that is driver dot switch to dot default content. So driver dot switch to default content. What is the default content? Right, so let me default, select either the first frame on the page or the main document when a page contains iframes. Okay, so this is the default content. Try to use this, and then if you want to once again switch back to iframe, then once again switch back to iframe. You can do that 2 and 4, switching from iframe to default content and default content to iframes any number of times. But you should know on which window or on which page you are performing, whether you are performing the action on iframe or whether you are performing the action in the default content, right? So now if I run this, it is not going to give me any error message. It is going to run the entire page. You can see here, okay, it is once again giving you no such element exception. Let me see. Okay, so let me add a wait time here. Five seconds. So run this again. Sometimes before it is switching it to the default content, it is going to load the it is going to click on run. That's what it was happening, I feel. Okay, it is waiting for 5 seconds. You can see here it has clicked on run. When you click on run again, it is going to load. So how exactly it happens? I have first clicked on this. I will wait for 5 seconds, and whenever I click on run, it is going to load again. So there is some synchronization issue, in the sense it is it is performing this action in the sense from iframe it is changing its entire focus to the default content. In the meantime, right, it is going to perform this action. That's why I have given a sleep time here. Or I have one more way of adding the sleep. I will explain you when I do that. Okay, there is some implicit wait and explicit wait, right? So once this is done, I should be able to verify this element, and then I should be able to perform the action. So I will explain that when I'm explaining the wait times in Selenium. But this is how you are going to work on iframes. So if you are in one iframe, right, so it can happen like this iframe can have one more iframe, this iframe can have one more iframe. So that is very well possible. You cannot restrict the developers to not to do this. This is one HTML. Inside this HTML you can have one more iframe. Then first you need to switch to this iframe, and then you need to switch to this iframe. Or sometimes what happens, first you need to switch to this iframe and perform some action, and then switch to this iframe, the innermost iframe, and perform some action, and come back to the outer iframe, and then perform some action. So all these things can be possible. So for that reason you should know about these methods. So whenever I want to switch, I will be using switch to frame, and then whenever I want to coming back to the original, I will be using default content.